very, very disappointed in you and the vice chairman for what you did tonight. Okay? Now, what I was originally going to address, our February meeting. You were not here, Mr. Chairman, and unfortunately, I was ill. I was not here. Our vice chair was in charge of our meeting. And from what I read, it did not go well. What I heard from the residents, it did not go well. He did not preside over that meeting. He has been a public official for quite a while now. And I think he knows how to run a whatever you call it, our meetings. So at this time, I am asking for our vice chair to resign. Not only as the vice chair, I'm asking him to resign as our trustee. There's something going on with him in his personal life also, and I'm not gonna bring that up. And that's where I stand on this right now. If you cannot be at a meeting, I do not feel he is qualified to sit over another meeting after what happened last month. And thank you.
Sauer?
You okay? Okay.
Nancy Sauer, 3601 State Road 60. I am here to call for Trustee Scott's resignation. I was at last month's meeting. It was a disgrace. Total disgrace. If it wasn't for Trustee Bauman and Stephanie Johnson being so gracious and helping him through it, we would probably still be sitting here. I do call for his resignation for our residents. Completely gone. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
I'm here today to see what the answers to my questions are that I asked at the last meeting. They were
Okay.
supposed to have answers today.
All right. What are your questions?
Well, you should know, Bob, they're
I
in the
wasn't at
minutes.
the last meeting.
Well, Mr. Scott said that there'd be answers. He would have answers for me
Okay.
at this meeting.
What's your question?
Does Mr. Scott have any answers for me?
I'm not talking to Mr. Scott. This is open to the audience. You have the floor right now.
Well, can you ask Mr. Scott what his answers are to my questions?
Can you put your questions, can you put them out here so we know what we're referring to?
They're should be in the January meeting's minutes.
Okay?
Does anyone have a copy of those? Andy, I don't.
I do.
Okay.
But I'm having a conversation here, I guess, so.
Okay, so what are my answers
What's
to
your
the
questions?
questions? What are my answers to those questions?
What's your question? Why can't you read the question?
It's not my job.
Okay?
I asked
I
the
tell you
questions
what.
already.
I tell
Why
you what.
don't I get a response?
I will look at those minutes and you will get a response in writing.
Good.
Okay? Through Mr. Sexton's office, you will get a response in writing.
What does the zoning inspector give me?
He's township administrator.
Okay. And also, like to make the comment too, why don't you guys discipline Mr. Scott when he lied in front of the Board of Elections? Saying that he had, people complain about me and he had no proof of that.
I'm not aware that Mr. Scott lied to the Board of Elections.
He said he had 4 people that complained about me and he has no proof that they did.
I don't think he doesn't have proof. If he had 4 people complain, he had 4 people complain.
I did a public records request and he has no people that complained to him. He had no records of anybody complaining to him.
From what I understand, because it was not in writing, it was a verbal communication, and people specifically asked if he would not identify them for fear of retaliation.
Well, he also said that he was gonna have responses for me this meeting, and obviously he doesn't. Obviously, he can't do his job. So maybe he should resign. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. everybody.
I know this is unusual, but I wanted to put something on the agenda. It was not on the agenda, so I signed in so I could say it anyway. On election day, an elected official is given an important responsibility to represent their community in the best of their ability. After that day and for every day of your term, you must actively work to earn the confidence of the people in the community you represent. Confidence in any elected official must always be earned, every day, by every single act, by every single deed, no matter how large or small. It is a fundamental trust that can never be violated. When a resident reaches out to you, you must be there to answer their plea and to act. Sometimes, actions or situations require an elected official to go above and beyond what is generally expected. But elected officials are always required to be fair, honest, direct, and always act within the framework of the law. Anything less is a dereliction of duty and a violation of the solemn oath every elected official must take before holding their office. Now, to earn my respect and earn my confidence, you should know that I am the one who sets the bar to a higher standard that I believe must be met. I expect every elected official and every public employee I come in contact with and everyone else I work with in all levels of government to meet or exceed that same high standard I apply to myself. My respect and my confidence in you will always be built upon your integrity, your actions, and your guiding principles alone. In every public meeting we hold, we say the Pledge of Allegiance. It is in that last line of the pledge that everyone who still believes in democracy can find their truest guiding principle in how they choose to act towards each other with liberty and justice for all. We have to behave respectfully of all these people on this side of the room. Everybody we represent. We have to work fairly with everybody we work with. We can't be doing things we shouldn't be doing and acting in ways we shouldn't be acting. We're here to listen. And sometimes I feel some of us miss that mark. And that's why I wanted to speak on that. So that's all I'm going to say tonight on this. I'd rather stand out here with them than sit sometimes over there because it bothers me.